let me say this, from discovery, initial stages of making a medicine to when it comes to a patient on the market, it takes about 15 years.
Wow.
It's called bench in the lab to bedside. Yes, so we are at the early stages of the discovery process.
Wow.
We have to spend so many years discovering one drug.
Dr. Janet Antwi is a distinguished professor of chemistry at Ohio State University, where she has dedicated her career to advancing our understanding of critical health issues, particularly through her groundbreaking research on molecules related to HIV/AIDS, cancer, and tropical diseases.
For what lies ahead. Even after your degree, there is so much impact to be made.
With a PhD in chemistry, she has contributed significantly to her field, publishing 5 impactful papers that reflect her commitment to scientific inquiry and innovation. Beyond her academic pursuits, Dr. Antwi is a passionate college planner, coach, and speaker, dedicated to empowering high school graduates as they navigate their educational journeys.
I know that cancer doesn't have a specific cure. What you are doing right now, if it's approved, does it mean that it's going to solve the problem of cancer issue?
Very good question, very tough question. Right now, we're not trying to cure it.
Okay.
Breast cancer is different from prostate cancer, from liver cancer, from blood leukemia.
She takes pride in helping students discover their passions and identify the programs that will best suit their individual aspirations in college. In addition to her professional achievements, Dr. Antwi is a devoted family member, happily married, and the proud mother of 2 children. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Janet Antwi, a remarkable educator and advocate for the next generation.
Welcome, Doc.
Thank you.
The first question that I want to ask you is, what would you consider the earliest memory of living in Ghana or growing up in Ghana that has shaped your life into who you have become right now?
Nice. Thank you for that question, and I'm happy to be here. So my earliest memory that has shaped me to be who I am today would be my father bringing me books whenever he goes out. We used to live close to a bookshop.
Wow.
It's called Challenge Bookshop in Accra.
Okay.
So I think my dad would just go there and pick up books for us on his way home. You know, other people will bring their children, maybe toys and things. My father is a bookworm, so he would just bring us books, you know, as our gift.
Yeah.
And because he used to do that, I would always look forward to it. And mostly math and reading books, but I found myself loving the math books more and doing that quickly. So when you finish, you get another one. So as a kid, it was fun to me.
Yeah.
And I believe that early love for books is what has gotten me to here now. Yeah.
Wow. So you were in high school in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
In Accra?
Yeah, I grew up in Accra.
Okay.
I went to JSS in Accra, and then I came here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what actually brought you to America?
Same. My dad wanted me to further my education.
Okay.
You know, Ghana, you can be a good student, but if you come from like what's it called? Your dad isn't famous or you don't have connections.
Absolutely.
You can be a talented kid.
Yep.
And opportunities will not open up for you. You may be smart, the smartest person in the classroom, but if your dad isn't some popular person, you may not get the same opportunity.
That's true.
So my dad knowing that, you know, we have talents and he wanted us to have fair playing grounds, he decided to bring us to the US to further our education. So that here, when you are done, if you qualify for a position, you will get it.
Yeah.
But he was afraid that in Ghana, it's like who you know.
Absolutely.
And my dad, he's not the most popular person, doesn't
Yes.
have all the connections. Now, later on in his career, he got to the place where he knew people. But at the time, growing up, we were just an average family, and so he said, go abroad and go further education.
Yeah.
So that's why we came.
So your parents, your dad and your mom were all here in Ghana?
No, they sent us here.
Wow.
My dad and my mom stayed in Ghana.
Wow.
So I have my elder sisters here.
Yeah.
They sent us here to come to school.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Many people, if not all of us, had dreams when we were growing. When we were young, we wanted to say, okay, I wanted to become like a medical doctor. I wanted to become an engineer,
lawyer,
and all that. You are currently in academia.
Yes.
Is that what you plan to become?
Initially, as a kid, no. I had so many dreams.
Yeah.
I think, like I said earlier, I liked math. So in Ghana, I was thinking, maybe I'll become an accountant. Because if you like math, usually people suggest accounting for you. But also as a kid, my mom would take me to go do my hair at the salon. And I loved going to a beauty salon. So when the ladies, they have their own, the hair, the dryer, the washer, it was so beautiful to me. So I thought I could be a hairdresser.
Wow.
Yeah. It was so beautiful. I love that career. Even till date, I think that is such a nice career if you're into cosmetology, hair, beauty. I love that. Yeah. But when I moved to the US, so it was accounting and hairstyling. And then when I moved to the US, I also found my love for chemistry. And here I decided, I like teaching. So in high school, I got an opportunity to tutor others. And I noticed that I love teaching. And so I decided to pursue that.
Okay.
So my career now came from something I loved as well. But I didn't know that until I was in high school, that I liked teaching and all that. So that's how I ended up in academia, and I gave up on the hairstylist and accounting dream. Yeah. Good news is I married an accountant.
Oh, wow.
So God somehow gave me that my accounting dream has been fulfilled through my husband.
Yeah.
The hairstyling, I think I do my kids' hair, so I will take that as well. So I ended up doing everything.
Wow. Chemistry.
Yes.
I don't like chemistry.
I get that a lot.
Because I felt it's kind of difficult. I did business in high school. But in Ghana, you'll still have some core programs like science and all that.
Yeah.
And
same here.
We have biology and chemistry. And one of the courses that it's very difficult for me is chemistry.
My husband says the same thing because it's his business.
Yeah.
So he's in your field. And so he also says, I never understood chemistry.
I don't really understand chemistry. Well, you are a professor in chemistry.
Yes.
What's your perspective on the sciences? Because the sciences, everybody or most people think that it's very difficult.
Yeah.
What's your perspective on that?
Wow. Tough question. My perspective. So let me talk from my journey. So for me, like I said, I like calculations and math. I think we're all wired different. God in his sovereignty has given us, different gifts, different abilities, different talents.
Yeah.
My sister, my blood sister, same mother, same father. She likes reading, arts, and language, linguistics. She likes that stuff more, right? And I liked math and science more. So I think part of it is, I guess, the way God designed my brain.
Yeah.
I believe that is the foundation, but obviously you have to train yourself and learn. So in school, I realized that I like things that are hands-on, experimental. I can understand those concepts better. I actually don't like the, what's it called, courses where you have to read and just, and write. If I'm not doing a problem, if I'm not solving a problem, I'm bored.
Yeah.
So I think part of it is natural abilities that God gifted me. And so chemistry became a highlight of all the sciences. Chemistry was highlighted strongly in high school because for me, I loved reactions. I'm a curious person. How to mix two things and produce a different product was so exciting to me. And so I find it enjoyable. And therefore, I'm able to study and understand it. I know that there are students in my class or students that I've interacted with everywhere who find it difficult. I think one of the reasons why, I believe who teaches you a subject makes a difference as well.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people have the ability, capability to do chemistry, but maybe the instructor or how it was taught to them did not come out very well. And so they were discouraged.
Yeah.
I think a teacher makes a huge difference.
Yes.
I've had good chemistry teachers, so I've had a good experience. Versus some people, they didn't have such a good experience from their instructor. And so it turned them off.
Yeah.
It made it uninteresting. So part of the reason I became a chemistry professor is for same reasons. I want you to encounter the beauty in chemistry.
Okay.
There is so much beauty in it. If the person loves it, who's teaching it, and they communicate it to you well, I believe most people will get it if they had a good instructor. Yeah. And if they make the effort to learn, they would also love it. But it's a combination of the natural teacher and your ability to learn. All of that makes chemistry, my favorite. And I think those of us who like chemistry, they can relate with the natural abilities and also good teachers. And yeah.
If you are studying chemistry, it comes with maths, it comes with physics.
It does.
Sometimes biology.
Yeah.
One of the difficult things students find, you will be good with chemistry, but you are not good with biology. But the curricula forces you to
take everything,
work with everything. And so sometimes
it becomes a challenge.
As a student, then I will not go into science at all. What would you tell a student, like somebody who want to pursue something in chemistry or something like that, but he's not so good with biology, or maybe it's because I don't think that if you are good with chemistry, you will not be good with maths.
Yes.
My wife did science.
Okay.
She's good with maths. I don't really follow us with what she did with biology and all those things because I'm not interested so much because
you have a different field, different interest.
But I know that she's so good with maths.
Right.
Biology seems to be different from chemistry and physics and maths.
Oh, definitely.
But you are forced to. I don't know about America though.
No, it's the same. So as a chemistry major, when I was an undergrad, all my classes were not chemistry. Yeah. You have to take the humanities, the writing, the communication, the histories. You have to take all those general education courses. Then you have your major courses. So the chemistry, even in my major as a chemistry, I had to take biology. I had to take calculus 1 and 2. I had to take physics, right? Biochemistry. So you're not going to like every subject in the curriculum.
Okay.
It's impossible. I have not found one student that majored in something that said, I loved everything that I had to take. You won't. But it forces you to be... education is holistic. You can't just be a chemist and think that, because I know my chemistry, I don't have to interact. There's overlap in so many fields. You will interact with so many different people in your career.
Yeah.
So that's why the curriculum is set up the way it is. It's like a little bit of everything, but you'll have a little bit more chemistry than another person. So it's not going to be easy as a student when you're looking. I know I was talking to someone, I'm a career counselor and also a college counselor. I was talking to an individual, she wants to do nursing, right? And we're looking at the curriculum and she saw that I need 2 semesters of chemistry. And she's like, I didn't think that nursing needed chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't like chemistry.
Yeah.
So can I do nursing?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, you can still do nursing. Think about it as it's one subject that will take a lot of my time. When you don't like something, you have to double up on the effort that it takes to do that thing. Because you're trying to be a nurse, but you can't bypass chemistry.
Yeah.
So what will you do? You will take it, you will pass it, you will spend a lot of time with it. You'll go to tutoring, you'll go to office hours, you'll read the book maybe 3 times, you probably watch 5 YouTube videos, but it's going to take a lot more for the stuff you don't like. But what happens with students is that when they don't like a subject, they spend little time with it because I don't like it.
That's true.
I don't enjoy it. But it's the opposite. What you don't like, you spend the most time on. So I didn't like physics that much. I still don't.
Yeah.
I had to take it. So guess what? With physics, I was in the library 3 times the time that I was in the library for chemistry. Because chemistry would come easier to me. So I would spend less time on chemistry and more time on physics because I need to pass the physics in order to fulfill my requirement for my degree.
Yeah.
There is no degree that you would love all the classes. I have not met one. Even the people who say, I like English, like you said, they will have to take some science class.
Yeah.
So although you're English major, you still have to take the science.
Yeah.
You still have to take this and that. So there's no way around it. There's no easy subjects. There's no easy major. It requires work. It's just that some things would take less work and some things would take 5 times the work in order to get through it.
Wow.
But you gotta go through it. there's no way around it. So yeah, it's a mindset thing. I realize I need to do this subject. I don't like it. Let me double up. Let me change my mind. Let me embrace it. I'm gonna get through it. I don't have to deal with it much in my career, but I gotta go through here to get to here.
Yeah. You specifically focus on medicinal chemistry. I don't know whether in the field of chemistry, medicinal chemistry is different from, or there are different fields in the same chemistry. Yes.
So medicinal chemistry is, it's like this is chemistry.
Okay.
Then we have niche under there.
Yeah.
Or specialization under there. It's like doctor, but we have the different specializations.
Okay.
So my specialty is in medicine, making chemistry to make drugs.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So that's medicinal chemistry. All my chemistry, I'm putting it to make a better drug for different disease states. So cancer drug, HIV drug, infectious disease drugs. That's my training, right? Versus somebody's chemistry is to make clothes or to make detergent, to make household products. There's cosmetic chemistry. There is so many physical chemistry, different specializations. But I loved medicine. In fact, originally, I thought I was going to go into become a medical doctor. But I realized early on, I don't like the hospital. Hospital environment makes me sick.
Wow.
Yes. So I did an internship in high school and I thought I was going to go into medicine, but everything about it
doesn't really work for you.
It doesn't work for me. I remember one experience. I went to medical school and they had cadavers, dead bodies. That's how they study the anatomy. That's how they study the body parts. And I went to this room with a bunch of dead bodies that they're studying. And I'm like, this is what I have to go through to be a doctor? No, thank you. I am not touching no dead person.
Yeah.
It was gross to me. I just don't like that.
Yeah.
I knew that. And so early on, I decided medicine wasn't for me. Becoming a medical doctor wasn't for me. But I still like patient care. I still like healthcare.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got into medicinal chemistry.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, what about the drugs for the patients? I like playing with chemicals. And so what can I do with that? And that's how asking questions led me into medicinal chemistry. And I realized, oh, this is a niche that I like. I get to play with the chemicals. I get to make the medicine. The doctors can give it to the patient. But me, the scientist, I'm going to be in the lab.
Absolutely.
I'm going to find the answers and bring it to you guys.
Yeah.
So I found that to be more enjoyable for me.
Wow. You had extensive study on diseases like HIV/AIDS and cancer and other diseases.
Yeah.
I want us to speak on cancer. You published a paper entitled Amidazole as Potential Anticancer Agent. And unfortunately, I tried to read. And what do you call
the abstract?
The abstract.
Oh, the intro. Yeah.
I was like, this is not what I can understand.
I understand.
It's very difficult for a layperson like me to understand.
Yeah.
But I know that Amidazole is a compound.
Yeah.
Is this something that is a potential for cancer recovery?
Yes. So cancer, very big problem, right? So many ways to target it. So many drugs out there currently. And so we were looking for small molecules. Right now, the drugs that are there, they're either natural products or they're not easy to come by. So scientists are constantly looking for novel agents, things that we can make in 2 steps, 3 steps, easy to synthesize so that we can get it to the patient really quickly. Because there's a cancer drug called Taxol. It takes like 20 something steps to make. Very big molecule, so much effort, so much time just to synthesize that drug. And so we were looking for compounds that would be small. So in the field of medicinal chemistry, when we say small molecule, we're talking about a compound that's like 5 steps to make, 6 steps to make, 7 steps to make. Because each time you do a reaction, you're building it's like a house. So you're laying the foundation, you do one thing, then you add another structure to it, then you add another structure to it. If you're building such a big compound, it'll take so many steps and so many reactions. So small molecules, 5 steps, 6 steps, you can do it. So our paper was looking for new structures that we can make in a short amount of time, and we'll be able to make a lot of it so that we can test it on cancer to see if it's treating cancer. So let me say this, from discovery, initial stages of making a medicine to when it comes to a patient on the market, it takes about 15 years.
Wow.
It's called bench in the lab to bedside. Yes. So we are at the early stages of the discovery process.
Wow.
We have to spend so many years discovering one drug. Then we'll test it on cells. It will be tested on animals. Before it ever gets to patients, it has taken 10 years, 12 years before the FDA will ever approve a drug to be given to humans. Yeah.
Even, how do you call it?
Tylenol and all that.
Tylenol and
Those ones, because they've been around for so long, we know their safety profile. I'm talking about when you're bringing something novel.
Yeah, I'm saying Tylenol because, I mean, it was also built the same way, right?
You can make Tylenol in 3 steps. In fact, one of my labs in school, we made Tylenol. You can make Tylenol in the lab. But right now, because like I said, it's an approved drug and it's been around for years. That one, it won't take long to bring to the market if I'm making it. But if we're talking about something has never appeared on the surface before and you were going to dig it out, we will not just take it to the patient. We will not. It'll take a lot of time, a lot of data, a lot of tests before it'll be FDA approved. So whenever you hear FDA approved, that's why drugs are so expensive.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of investment that goes into it before that FDA will say, yes, give it to patients. So a lot of billions of dollars go into drug research, drug discovery, drug testing, drug evaluation before it'll come out.
So, with the Amidazole, I'm still on the Amidazole
scaffold.
Yes. So, how far have you gotten into that?
How far? Right now, so we buy building blocks from chemical shops. We have chemical libraries where you can buy drugs. You can buy the chemicals to build the drug. So right now, we've been able to make end products that we, the chemists, decided, if I decided to make this structure, we've been able to make it. But testing it and getting it further into clinical, we're not there yet. So we're at the beginning where we're testing the compounds to make sure that they have cancer property. So that's where it starts. Once you build the structure, you have to test it and validate that it actually can treat cancer cells. So we're at the beginning stages of our work, where we're making the structure and testing it on cells to see if it has anti-cancer properties. Yeah.
You know, I'm very interested with cancer thing because my sister actually died out of cancer. I think 2 years ago. And I know that cancer is not, doesn't have a specific cure. What you are doing right now, if it's approved, does it mean that it's going to solve the problem of cancer issue?
Very good question. Very tough question. Right now, we're not trying to cure it. Because cancer has, I think Dr. Julie was talking about stroke and how there are different types of stroke and different ways to treat it. It's the same with cancer. So breast cancer is different from prostate cancer, from liver cancer, from blood, leukemia. There are so many ways that cancer manifests in a person. And so to cure it, selecting cancerous cells from healthy cells is very, very tricky because the person has cancer in them at some place. At the same, in the breast, let's say the breast, they have healthy cells and they have the tumor cells. So we're targeting the tumor. But who's to say that the healthy cells cannot later become cancerous now? So because of the nature of cancer, and it's like your own cells kind of fighting against you in a way because it's become tumor, trying to selectively treat it is very tough. That's why sometimes they use the chemotherapy to try to kill the cancer cells at the specific location. And some people have gotten like treatments. Breast cancer you can cut off the breast so that place doesn't metastasize. It doesn't go on to become cancerous. You can cut off the breast. If it's a certain type of cancer, we can treat it by just dealing with that specific location. What we are doing, we're targeting like pathways that can lead to cancer in a person. So sometimes you can target this pathway, you can shut it down. We know that this pathway is leading to a cancerous cell. You can shut it down, but you never know tomorrow if another pathway is going to start causing cancer. That's why the cure is so hard, because You treat one thing, another thing may start to rebel, right? But for people who have localized cancers, they have the best success rate because we can either cut it off but if it's in your blood is circulating through your body, So how do you like selectively kill the cells and leave your healthy cells? It's a tough problem for scientists. It's a tough problem for scientists. That's why so much money is going into cancer research and trying to come at it from different angles. Let's do the chemo, let's do small molecules, let's do injections, let's do all kinds of things to treat patients and prolong their life, their lifespan. So it's a tough problem.
Wow.
So we may not be able to cure it. I'm not going to sit here and claim that, our drug is going to cure cancer. No way. We will only hope that the target that we're going for, we can actually kill our target. That we will make sure. But to cure all cancer or to cure even like all breast cancer, it would be tough.
Wow.
Some get cured, some don't. It depends on your how it manifests in your body.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why we pray to God, Lord, keep me healthy, because medicine is just not supposed to be the savior. It helps. I believe in medicine. That's why I do medicine research. But to be honest with you, when you get sick, the humans can only do so much.
Yeah.
Humans can try. We try. Scientists putting a lot of time.
Absolutely.
A lot of effort. That's why the world is how it's going. But ultimately, only God. Certain things.
Yeah.
We're like, God have mercy.
Yeah.
God heal me. Yeah.
Wow. Well, the greatest challenge I've ever had is what to do. I went to school and all that. But even after university, I still don't know
what to do,
what I wanted to do. And that is why I believe in what you are doing with high school graduates and the STEM thing that you are doing. I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But for somebody to really understand what it is, or to understand better, let me ask that. Why do I need a college planner for my kids?
Why do you need a college planner for your kids? Thank you for that question. I love it. So most of the students I coach, they're like me. I came to America I was in high school trying to go to college. And at the time, I didn't know anything. In Ghana, we have so many universities. Here we have 5,000 plus universities. So many options. Community college, we have private schools, public schools, we have Ivy Leagues. We have so many schools.
Absolutely.
And when you are a young person, you're like, your parents say, go to school. Where should I go? What should I do? Right? You don't know.
Absolutely.
They don't teach that in high school.
Yeah.
High school, you go there to learn your reading, your writing, your math, all that. What you do with your life, that's not your high school counselor's job. Your high school counselor's job is to get you to graduate, make sure you fulfilled your credit. But what to do afterwards, who's going to help you to do that? Who's going to counsel you? Who's going to coach you? Who's going to advise you? So the college planner's job, I wish I had one. Somebody to sit with me and tell me, Janet, you're done with high school, you're about to go to college. What do you want to do?
Absolutely.
There are so many options. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do what you want to do? What will it take, curriculum-wise, academic-wise, what will it take to do that thing? Because going to college undecided is like, okay, you are here, you are undecided. Who's going to help you decide?
Absolutely.
You don't have anybody at college helping you to decide. So your high school's not helping you. College, they think you know what you're going to do. That's why you're there. But you don't know. There's a lot of unknowns, right? And so because of that, we're making mistakes, especially those of us whose parents did not school here. Our parents did not go to school here.
Absolutely.
Our parents don't understand the school system here.
Yeah.
And so you are, as a teenager, left on your own to make all these decisions. And you don't know any better. You've never gone to college. So there's a lot of unknown. So me being a professor, I'm like, there's so many people coming in undecided. They didn't know. And because they didn't know, they made a lot of mistakes. They take this class today, they stop, they go take this class, they stop this major, they switch that major. It's like running around in circles. So you're supposed to do undergrad in 4 years. The average now is 6 years. People are in undergrad that's supposed to be 4 years for 6 years because of all this. I don't know. I'm not sure. So a college planner, I sit with you. I say, before you even come here, let's unpack this thing. Let's get clear on our vision. So if you say you don't know what you want to do, I put you through series of tests to make sure that we come up with something.
Absolutely.
Because let's get clear.
Absolutely.
So that when we go, we're tunnel focused. We can finish and be done. So let's ask all the questions. Why don't you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? Let me sort it out. Then after that, a college planner should put you in the right school. Every school is not good for every major. Okay. Students don't know that. So when I was going to school, I just picked schools because I'm in New York and these are the schools in New York. And so I just picked it with no strategy. I just picked it hoping I'll be able to do it. Yeah. But there's the best school for nursing. There's a good school for engineering. There's a good school for accounting. There's a good school for everything. So a college planner should put you in the right school. And there's also a school that works for Gabriel that will not work for Janet. Gabriel may be good in a big university with 50,000 people. Janet will not be good in that school. So a college planner plans all those details for you. The right school, the right major, the right career path, scholarships. Let's not even talk about that one. We'll go there later. But there's a lot to unpack and students are not able to do it on their own. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm going to help you do it since I understand the process and I've gone all the way to the end. So most of my clients are either first generation, their parents have never been to university, or even if their parents have gone to university, they didn't go to university in America. So their parents don't have the answers. The students don't have the answers. So they hire me as a coach to have all the answers for them and direct them.
You know, you are actually concentrating on high school graduates. But I want to say that even me, when I came from Ghana, I was 30 years already before I came to America. And I mean, in America, if you're 30 years, you are an adult. You should have a house. You should have your car in America here. But I came here, I was 30 years. I want to go to school. I don't know what to do.
It's true.
I went to Rice State and I did MBA. But currently, I knew that it's something that I shouldn't have done it. There's something I should have done. It took me 10 years in America here. I've not done much with this MBA. And I'm saying it as I just said that if you are doing this, then I want to say that you should include people like people like me who came from Ghana. It's not high school, but we don't know much about. We don't have the information. And I know that I did all this then because I didn't have the information. Nobody really have time to explain to you. Even even the people you know, they don't even know much.
Right, exactly.
So, yes. So it's very
exactly. There's a lot of that we don't know because,
Yes.
again, people are coming at age 30. They don't know whatever someone tells you. You jump into it, you do it, and you realize, oh. So there's a lot of coaching that needs to be done for the population you are
Yes.
talking about. If you are new, get some help. Have someone counsel you professionally. Professionally counsel you before you make a decision. Otherwise, you go to school, you have a degree. Right now, I've specialized with the high schoolers.
Okay.
But tomorrow, you never know how God will expand.
Okay.
But right now, my focus is the high schooler because they have my heart. They are so young. They're ambitious. They just don't know how to navigate.
Absolutely.
So right now, that's my niche and that's my specialization, is to help you before you make the mistake. I don't want you to. So I'm focusing there for now. For the past 2 years when I started, that's who I've been working with. If people call me with all kinds of demands, I try to say no, because one thing you don't want to do as a business owner is to be all over the place. You know, right now, I want to focus on the high schoolers and getting them set up for college. But maybe 10 years or 5 years, we can grow.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping to expand the coaching business so that we can help different groups of people.
Okay.
So I can have you, for instance,
Yes,
I train
absolutely.
you as a coach, and you can help the population that is coming in from Africa.
Yes.
Or from different countries into America, because you've passed through it. So once I give you the tools and everything, you will be able to specialize with that population. And then one person will be able to specialize with a different population. We're trusting God for growth. But as of the moment, 2024-5, I believe the vision is still with the high school students, because I believe they need immediate attention.
Yes.
When we are 30, we're able to, even if we make mistakes, we are grown enough to be able to adjust quickly. But when you are 18 and you start college and you get discouraged, you may give up on it completely.
That is true.
You already had a degree before coming.
Yes.
So imagine these young people going to school and quickly getting crushed. We're losing too many young people in the in university, and that's why my heart is beating so fast for them, because to me, young people are the future. They are the talents. We need them. We need to keep them.
Yeah.
When you're 30, I love you, but I feel you're grown. You got this one. But the young ones, oh my goodness, they need help.
Yeah.
They need attention.
Yeah.
So that's where it's heavy, but the Lord is our strength, and I can focus on them.
They said charity begins at home. From your perspective, what is the best conversation that a parent must have with their kids or wards before getting into college? Wow.
I love this question. Thank you so much for this. I think charity begins at home for sure. 100%. Remember, I told you my dad instilled the love of books in me. It starts early. You know, when our kids are young, that they have to have some discipline. They have to build capacity. So at the beginning, our attention must go on their time management. How are our kids spending time at home? When they come back from school, the evenings, what does their schedule look like? I know one parent gave me this advice, because I'm a young parent. But this parent, they have a teenager who has been successful, very good kid, academically, morally, and everything. He told me, Janet, I had to make timetable for my daughter. Whenever she comes home, and I have to be there with her. So I changed my job so that I can be there for my child. After school, I'm there. So I make sure she takes a nap. After the nap, she comes from school, she eats, she takes a nap, then it's study time. So we start with math, because you just rested, so let's do math. because math tends to be difficult. So let's start with math before you get tired. Once you're tired, you can read a book. You can do the reading. A lot of times we focus on read a book, just read the English book. But math, you can't just read. You have to do math. So early on, spending time structuring your child's after school schedule, and starts where it starts. So they build capacity when they are young, then you can add on to it. So parents, I am pleading that one of the parents have to be home. Yeah. If possible. Yeah. You know, so that we can supervise. Me, it's between my husband and myself. We have little children and it's either he's supervising, I'm doing something, but one of us has to be there to watch it. Because when you say, kid, go and sit at the table
they
and
do
study,
whatever they want.
They go and sit at the table and play a game. You have to watch it.
That's true.
You have to tell them, when you finish, come and show it to me. So it's a lot of work, I know.
It's a lot of work.
If you are busy parents, my goodness. Yeah. You either have to outsource that to a tutor or something, but somebody has to watch that kid. Yeah. So that we'll build that capacity. Because I know a lot of parents say, oh, go and be a doctor, go and be a lawyer. But I always say, does the child have capacity to be this thing? If they are lazy, they don't like school, they're always complaining, they read a book 1 minute, they are playing game 5 minutes. Absolutely. That's not the what it takes to do the hard stuff. Yeah. And the money is with the hard stuff. Yes. The hard stuff pays well. So if you want to be lazy, you settle at the bottom. So it starts very early. And it's not easy. As a parent, I know. But we have to spend so much time. And the conversation you have once they are getting older is that, what do you want to be? Give them option. Let them bring it to you. Some parents decide for you. I have a kid right now. The parent says that you have to be a medical doctor. The kid is very good. He wants to do engineering. I said, engineering is not bad though. But daddy said, medical doctor, nothing else. What? Yes. So this kid is doing medicine for the dad. But in his heart, he wants to do engineering. No. And I'm like, engineering is such a good field and it pays so well. What's the big deal? No, the parents said doctor or nothing. So let's have the conversation with our kids early. What do you want to do? Yeah. First. Let them bring their options before a parent will ever suggest. Allow the kid to go and pick and bring it to you. Yeah. Then you can talk to them about their options. Then you can give them advice. But to suggest first, I think it's not the best way. It's not a good thing. Because the kid can be in the class frustrated. Yeah. It may not be the best fit for them. But as a college planner, I thank God that parents trust me. Absolutely. And they let me talk to the kid to the point where I can coach the kid with the best path for them. So that the parents are like, okay, I wish they would do this, but I trust you. So you help them become whatever they want to be. I've had parents let me coach their kids to do graphic design. I said, thank you, because this kid is going to be the best graphic designer. Because I'm going to make sure they do that. Yeah. I'm going to make sure they do all the internships, everything to be a graphic designer. Yeah. But without a coach, the parents get scared because they don't trust that the kids can do that. But with a coach or a mentor, somebody, we're going to hold them accountable to do the thing that the student wants to do. It's a hard conversation between parents and students, but they need to have it. What do you want to do?
Yeah. There's another thing that I, as a coach and a college planner, especially for Black people, Africans and brown people, most of our people who came from Africa, especially Ghanaians, they came, you know, the reason why we came to America, you want money.
Give me my money.
But they have kids.
Yeah.
The mom and the dad, all of them are working in a warehouse. They don't have time for children. They don't care about the children. They don't.
I think they care
about the children.
They care, but they care to provide shelter and food. Okay. So they are doing that for the kids. They think, they are providing a different kind of care than the care that the children need. So continue.
Well, they want but they do this forgetting about the children. They leave the children to decide anything that they want to do. Sometimes I'm surprised, I've been in America for just 10 years.
Okay.
But within the 10 years, I have discovered a lot of Black or Ghanaians who were born here in America. They were not born in Ghana. They were born here in America, which I expect that they should have
attained a lot
for people who just came from
it's true.
Ghana. But unfortunately,
it's not like that.
It's not like that. Some of them are working in the warehouse. Sometimes is it what they call these care jobs and all those things, which I'm not saying is bad. But somebody who was born in America here,
land of opportunities.
I feel like
why is that?
All they have is that their accent. That's all they have. They are not able to do it because their parent who came from Africa also went to the warehouse and all that, and nobody is really guiding this child into the roads of doing what's something I called working in the corridors of power.
It's surprising, right?
Yes.
It's surprising.
As a parent, you are a parent.
Yes.
And you are a coach. You are a professor.
Yes.
What about these people?
Let me tell you what's happening.
Because sometimes some parents, they don't even have time for Facebook. And even when you're on Facebook or YouTube or anything, they are listening to
Antenna. Antenna, don't come for me.
You see? So sometimes it's very difficult to even have some better conversation to know that their children are must be prioritized.
It's true.
What about these people?
Gabriel, it is, I ask some more. Wait there. I think so this is a mechanic tree. I ask them, but you are right. Immigrants who are doing well abroad were not born here. Majority, like myself, we schooled a little bit in Ghana and then we came here. When we come here, our hunger is different. Our drive is different. I'm talking about young immigrants. So we have the older population. At first, immigration was, we're going abroad, we're going to work, we'll get money, we'll come home.
Absolutely.
And then we came and we never left.
Yeah.
So that was the first and second generation of immigrants.
Yeah.
The older ones.
Yeah.
So when they came, that was the mindset. We'll get money, we'll build a house, we'll probably go home. But now you are living here, you've had a kid. So because of that mindset, when we came, the older generation, wherever we live, we are comfortable. And we tend to like areas that the housing is very cheap. Because you want to pay low housing so you can get more money. Unfortunately, in America, where the housing is cheap, the school is bad.
That's true.
Here in America, we have free education, right? But it's based on your zip code.
That's true.
Do you know why it's based on your zip code? You can't live here and go to the best school on the block.
Yes.
Money. Income. So your zip code, your taxes. So although we are going to public schools, although it's free, there are better public schools.
Absolutely.
And horrible public schools.
That's true.
So our older immigrants, they came and they lived in areas that are comfortable. Rent is cheap. but the school is bad. They did not know that. So your kid is going to a school from kindergarten to 12th grade that the standard is below level. There are public schools in America that in 12th grade, somebody's reading level is like 7th grade in America. We don't know that. Another thing immigrants think is that every school in America is good. No way.
That's not true.
No way. It's not possible.
Wow.
In Ghana, we have Saito, then we have the international schools.
Yeah.
It's the same in abroad. And it's based on your address. If you look at your address, you look at your school, you look at the ranking, you will know that my child is in the worst school ever. So that kid will go to school, all right? Obeko school, abafie. But the reading level is like this. The math level is like this. The science level, in fact, in the poor schools, districts, they don't even have math and science teachers.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So your kid in America here, nobody wants to teach in those schools. Those schools tend to be in tough neighborhoods.
Wow.
Poor schools, tough neighborhoods. No science teacher wants to go there. No math teacher wants to go. So there are schools that are bad. As in, if you look up their numbers, their college readiness, out of 100%, it's like 7% in Columbus here in America. Just look it up. It's online.
Wow.
Just look up school district numbers. You'll see your reading proficiency. You'll see your math proficiency. You'll see. So Ghana, our parents, even if they don't have money, they put us in the best schools so that we can get the best education to go up higher. Me, my mother, she was selling provisions, but she used her provision money to put you in a private school because school makes a difference.
Yeah.
It does. You spend a lot of time there, it makes a difference. Where you go matters. And so I think at that time, people were not aware of this. So anywhere their kid go to school, that's it. So this kid will then go to college. They'll probably be the first student in that school. Because if everybody's reading level is here, most African kids, our reading level will be high at Accra. But if it's high in this school that everybody is bad and you are high there, when I take you from that environment and I put you with the top students, you'll be the bottom. So sometimes they flunk out of college. In college, you have to maintain a 2.0 to stay there. Otherwise, you will be suspended. So some of them went to college, but because of their background education, they couldn't pass. And so they have to come home. And when they come home, the discouragement, they find a job to do and they probably never go back to school.
Wow.
That's the meat of my coaching. I don't want that to happen to any student. So I'm telling the parents, if you can go to a good school district, please move. Go to a better school district so that your child will get a better education. That's number one. Then number two, when they come home, we have to supervise their time and what they do at home and be present. Then your kid will be set up to be successful when they go to college and finish so they can do their dream. But so the people you see that were born to immigrants and those children were born in America, but they didn't graduate, some of it is because of their background. I mean, there are some people who are lazy. There are some people who lack ambition. That one is there. But for children of immigrants, usually we want to do well, but what's it called? Our school background doesn't help us. And so we struggle.
Wow.
Very few will struggle and make it, but some of us will struggle and it's too much and they will come out.
So, I don't know whether I should ask this, but can you suggest some of the
school districts
in Columbus or Ohio here,
wow,
at least which will help parents? Because I don't know if
it's it's public information.
Yeah. Okay.
It's online.
Okay.
All you have to do is to want to know your child is in a good school. Just Google high school ranking in Ohio.
Yeah.
It will rank all the schools, not just the ranking.
Yeah.
Look at their proficiency, reading, math and science, those are the 3 that they usually test every school district through like state testing, and they report those numbers. It's online. So Chinese people, when they come, they look at that first before they build a house. A lot of people look at that. It's public information. So yes, I can name it. Bexley is number 1 around here. Bexley schools. Then you go to Olentangy schools. Olentangy schools, Dublin schools. Those are top 3. Bexley, Olentangy, Dublin schools. Those are top 3 around here. Then it's online. So I'll just name those 3 for now. But there are schools that are in Columbus here rank very, very poor. Their reading is below 10%. It's all on internet. Google.
Wow.
Just Google school ranking and just look at the numbers of your child's school.
So parents, this is an information for you. Don't just be following the money. I mean, I will say it.
He said it, not me.
Don't just be following the money and forget about your children, because the children are your future. I mean, it might be expensive, but it's good to invest a little bit because of your children.
It's true.
For their future. If your children are doing well, I mean, as a parent, that is what you realize. Once I was in Ghana, I never had a child. I mean, I wasn't married. I didn't know that there is a kind of love. I thought that maybe I love my mom, and then maybe I love my girlfriend and that. But when my wife had a child, that was when I understood what love really is.
It's true.
The way I loved that child, unfortunately, this child died.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry for your
loss. She died before my wife came here. But the love that I had for that child, I realized that I have never loved anything in my life.
The way you like them.
And like this child. You see? So my children right now, I have 2 kids now, 2 girls. I would do anything to make sure that they are comfortable.
Yeah.
And so, I believe that is for every parent, for those of you who are who are warehouse and you are because you'll be working all this while. Why are you working in the warehouse? Why are you doing all the difficult jobs? Even when you are supposed to sleep, you still go and pick a job and go and work. Why are you still doing that? If it's not because of the children. Because there's one thing I didn't even plan to even talk about this thing, but I feel like it's good for me to say that, which I've said it before. Is building a house in Ghana, and by pushing everything that we get into Ghana, when our own house, where we live here, I believe that your life and your children is very important to you, that you have to prioritize that one in the first place
100%.
Before somebody or somewhere in Ghana, because you don't live there. But people who are working in warehouse, and the car that they drive, and the house that they live, and sometimes the food that they will eat, they will save the money, and they push everything to Ghana. They will not even eat here.
Okay, bro.
Just to make sure. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like
you are passionate about it.
I'm very passionate about this thing.
True. It's the hard truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to hear it, but it's a very hard truth that America, and yet you have to invest in the kids. And yet there are some people who have to pay extra classes, extra or the gym, gymnastics, sports. You have to pay for all these things. You have to. So if we don't do these things and they're scanning now Ghana, sometimes our kids will suffer. Some family member will say, uncle, auntie, not today. because I was in me after school care, tutor. Tutors are $50 an hour. Cheap. Nice ka. And yes, parents no.
Absolutely.
That's we can support our kids because, like you said, they get to the college and now they are struggling. They get to the college now, they don't have the capacity to finish. So yeah, power macho. It's so be maybe we didn't know. Maybe we didn't think that it was impacting our kids like that, but it is. It's not impacting them well if we're not able to do all this extracurricular, extra classes, even the coaching. Some parents, they'll be like, oh, why will I pay a coach? The counselor or
absolutely.
The counselor only time. The counselor has 500 students. I only coach a handful of people so that I can be the one to help them, So it's going to cost us money.
Yeah. And
we must be willing to put in here with our kids before we take it to Ghana.
Yeah.
The Ghana people come and beat us. But it's okay. We have to say it. We will take some there, but here the investment is important for our kids. Yeah.
There's something you said, that 75% of freshmen felt unprepared when they go to college.
Yeah.
What could the problem be?
Who's going to prepare you? That's the problem. So high school curricula most high schools do not include college readiness. High school curricula is math, English, social studies, government, history, everything. There's no class that you go to that will tell you that when you go to college, this is what to expect. That's called college readiness. Some schools don't ever visit any college campuses to do a tour. Few schools will. Again, the quality of your schools will determine how exposed your child is. Some schools never visit any college campus. They never know that in high school, your class size is 40 students. In college, some class sizes are 500 people. If you don't visit, you will never know. So the kids, they're not prepared mentally. Some of them are not prepared academically because the rigor of their high school curriculum, some teachers, they lower the standard so that people can pass. America, no child left behind. So sometimes they push kids forward to graduate high school, but that kid is not going to graduate college because academically they are not prepared. So there's lack of preparation, mental, academic, and so many other ways. And there's no class for that in high school. So you have to outsource the preparation to someone private. You have to outsource that as a parent, or you do it yourself, but someone needs to prepare that student for college. It's a different mindset, a different commitment. So they are not used to, in high school, sometimes when I was in high school, but when you're about to do a test, they'll give you a review and the same thing can be on the test. We don't do that in college. Most people don't do that in college. And so there's a lot of independence that the student has to have to study, to manage their time. They don't know that. They think that their time is going to be managed like the way it was in high school. High school, you go to class from 8 to 3, you come home. In college, you go to class from 8 to 10, you have 2-hour break. Then you go another one from 2 to 3. That 2-hour break, most students don't even know what to do with it. So there's a lot they don't know. So 75 is a survey. 75% of college freshmen said they're not prepared.
Wow. You also said something very profound on TikTok. You said that if you want to do something, I'm just paraphrasing it. If you want to do something, it should come naturally with you.
Yeah.
How can you explain that?
So remember earlier when you asked me about my interests, I talked about this, a little bit of nature, God's sovereign design there. God in his sovereignty, has gifted different gifts. Some is arts, music, dance, math, writing. Some people can do spoken word, poetry. And your gifts can make you a lot of money.
Absolutely.
People don't know that.
Absolutely.
Your gifts, my gift of chemistry, my gift of teaching is what I've built a career on. So if you see me on a platform, I'm usually using my gifts of speaking, my gift of chemistry. That's what I use to change that for money.
Wow.
So a gift can actually convert to a lot of money if that gift is nurtured and directed. So I don't like when parents are like, go and do something and it's not the child's natural ability.
That's true.
It's like putting a fish on a tree. That fish is going to die on a tree.
Absolutely.
But if you put the fish in water, it is going to swim. Because that's where it belongs. Whether we like it or not, God has designed all of us a certain way. It's up to us to tap into that early. And you can see those signs early in a child. Nobody teaches them something. You see them, they are dancing in the house. They can hear music. They can play the keyboard. It's not random. It's a sign. So maybe put them in music school so that they can develop that gift. Because as a musician, they can make millions of dollars if they are the best and top at what they do. So I think naturally, God did that for a reason, because we all can't be doctors. We all can't be engineers. We all can't be lawyers. Some people have to do the theater arts. That's where their millions will come from. Some people have to do hair. Some people have to do skincare. That's where their money will come from. So me, when a student comes to me, I don't box them. I allow them to dream with me. They are easy to tell me what they want to do because there's no judgment, there's no fear. So tell me whatever is in your head. To some, they're like, I want to travel 10 countries and that's all I want to do. So I'm like, have you thought about tourism and what it takes to travel? You can be that person. You can have a travel agency. You can build a business around that. You can go to school and learn about tourism or something, and learn about geography, something that lines up with that interest that you have and be about it so that you can build a career out of it. So I think the fear is, if I allow my child to do something, they may not get a career. That's an unhealthy fear. Support the child and tell them, listen, you're going to do interior design. You best be the best interior designer. So that if they are looking for 5, you will be among the 5. If the White House is looking for an interior design, they will call you if you're good at it. So we should support people to do what they are naturally adept at. That's just how the Creator designed them. Me, if you put me in dance, I'm going to fail. I cannot dance, but I can do chemistry. Why? Because naturally, that's how my brain, I believe God wired it. It's not random that I like chemistry.
That's true.
It's not random. I don't believe in randomness like that. I believe God is such a genius designer that he knows why that kid gravitates towards that thing. So
but
they need guidance. They just need to be guided. But they should be allowed to dream. That's where they will shine the best.
But as Africans, there are certain things or certain careers that we don't respect.
It's true.
And there are some that we are respect. For instance, somebody whose child is, let's say, two
kids,
2 families. And the first family has their child, maybe 2 children. One become a medical doctor. The other one is a lawyer. They might not be rich, but because of their kind of career, they are respected. The next family, the child wanted to become a musician. And a musician is not supported by the parent anyway, because the other family is becoming a doctor. You wanted to become a musician. You see? So nobody is really going to support you. Nobody's respecting what you are doing. And so later on, you get discouraged.
I know.
You become you are a musician all right. But you can't do it. You can't build anything if nobody really supports you.
It's true.
And so another family may learn from the failure of this person who used to be a musician and then failed.
Yeah. And they say, hey,
we are not going to allow our child to go and do this thing. So you see, most of this thing happens all the time.
It does.
I don't know how to even ask you, but is it not?
It's tough.
The reality.
Yes.
In most African families,
and
that is why people are forcing their children to go and do things that they don't want to do.
It's true. I get that. And like I said, there are certain careers that are predictable. This is the end goal. I can see where you're going to work. It's comforting for a parent. I get it. Me too. I'm a parent. So I get that. That we find comfort in something that we know the end results. Yep. We know the salary you're going to make.
Yes.
It's predictable. Many people have walked that path. It's been around for years.
Yes.
We know it works.
Yes.
So there's a saying that says, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So because that path is good, they don't want to fix anything. Everybody should take that path. It's safe. It's, I get that.
Yeah.
But I also get the one who is the other one. Let me use myself as an example. When I was an undergrad, my major was chemistry. People, now chemistry is what are you doing with chemistry?
Absolutely.
Because it wasn't medicine, it wasn't pharmacy, it wasn't nursing.
Yes.
What are you doing with chemistry? I used to
Yeah.
get that a lot. I didn't say anything because I knew that this is something I'm good at and I'm going to see it through to the end.
Yeah.
So I always throw the challenge back to the odd ones, like me or like any other person who feels like they are the odd ones. You have to work 2, 3, 4 times as hard to be successful because the path is not carved out. When I started, I didn't know one person that was a professor that I grew up around. I did not know one personally. No way. Not my uncle, my auntie, somebody in my church who was nobody. But I said, I want to be a professor. Go and be it and let's see. Yes, come medical school, you say you won't go. Go do pharmacy, you won't do. That one we know. We know pharmacists, we know medical doctors, but professor, how? When? So I said, God, help me.
Yeah.
Because this is what I want to do. So I work hard. You can't take that from me. I would do, when I was an undergrad, every opportunity that has to do research and conferences, I'm going. Because I need to build my profile. I need to stand out from the crowd because I want to do something different. You can't be average and lazy if you want to do something different. You better go for the predicted path. You will be okay there. But if you're the student, the person you're like, me, I don't want to do this thing that is obvious. I want to do the other one. The other one, it does not take average to do. That one is the truth. So if you want to be that successful musician, you probably have to even move states.
Yeah.
You have to go to a certain school to be close to them so that you can be seen. It's strategy. So I didn't go to any random school. I came to Ohio State because I know if I graduate from Ohio State with a PhD, somebody is going to hire me as a professor because Ohio State is good for research. It's known. If I go there, I will be close to opportunities that will help me. So that's how I moved my body from New York to Ohio. To come to Ohio State because I want to do medicine research. They were good at it. I came here so I can be close to the good people who do this. I left my family, everybody. I came here by myself. By myself as a young girl to, find that path for myself. Eventually, you'll get there.
Absolutely.
With God, hard work, determination, I believe you can do anything. It's a mind thing. You tell yourself you can do it. It's a God thing. You have the backing of God. Then you have your hard work and your discipline. You can be a successful anything.
Wow.
But it doesn't take the average person.
Absolutely.
And that's why some parents are afraid, because you want to be a musician. We don't see you practicing your instrument at home. We don't see you do anything that shows that you'll be successful. Of course, I'm not going to support that. So I've changed students' dream. When they came to me with some dream, I'm like, you're not going to be successful at this. Yeah. You don't have what it takes. I tell them straight up, show me a proof that you want to do this thing. Show me proof that you've invested in this thing. You're not ready for it. Let's go for this one. At least you pay the bills. You may not like the job, but you have money. So sometimes we have to discourage some people because they just don't have the discipline. Otherwise, they'll be broke at home.
53% of college graduates are without jobs. That is a concern.
Very much so.
Oh, why is that?
Okay, I love this question as well. You're a very good interviewer. Thank you so much. Why is that? Number one, some people are barely passing school. They go to school, people think college is the time to party, live it up, enjoy yourself. Some people will enjoy so much, they will not even come to class. So they are barely graduating. That's number one. So 4 years, you're supposed to do your coursework, get good grades. But in addition to that, in 4 years, you're supposed to do some internship or something research. You have to add to your grades, because in 4 years, you're supposed to have served on student body president. You're supposed to have done extracurricular activities. Some people don't do anything in 4 years apart from being a student. That's not going to stand you out. Employers they're going to be paying you. They need to make sure you are top talents. Nobody's going to pay you if they are interviewing multiple people, and they always interview multiple people.
That's true.
Why would they pick you over the other candidate? The other candidate qualifies and they've done things that the employer wants, they will employ them. So I always tell people, when you are in school, that is the time to get involved. Don't just be a student. You're in class for 18 hours a week. You have the rest of the hours. Do something that will make you stand out. Because think about resume. When you come out of undergrad, what's on your resume? Are you just going to put your GPA and that's it? That's it? You will not get hired. So again, preparation always starts ahead. When you're trying to get a job, you don't prepare the year you are graduating. You prepare the first year of college. If your degree is, some people go 4 years, they get a job. Some people are on a path 6 years before they would work. Then there are people like me, 10, 12 years before they will ever work. In that 10, 12 years or 4 years or 6 years, what have you done? It matters for the employer. It matters. And so use that time to go to a conference. Use that time to do internship, volunteer somewhere, go to a hospital, shadow someone. All that stuff matters to your employer. So for instance, me, I told you when I was to be a professor, I don't know anyone. But I realized that I can't be average. So I do extracurricular. I travel to California for 10 weeks for summer research so that I can add that to my resume. I did all that in undergrad before I came into PhD. While I was in PhD, same thing, because after PhD, I want to get a professor job. So I asked, my school, can I teach a class? Give me a class to teach so that I can put that on my profile. I asked for that.
Wow.
It wasn't an opportunity that was available. We have the TA job, but this one was instructor job. I will make the notes. I will deliver the lecture just like a professor. And judge me. Let me know how I'm doing. I needed feedback. And so I did that and I put it on my resume. and the feedback I got when I was applying to be a professor, I added all that to my application because that stands me out from the average person.
Wow.
So if they are looking for one chemistry professor, look what I've done. Look at the classes I've taught. That will stand me out. Look at the conferences I presented at. Look at my papers, you know. And so definitely you cannot just go to school, be a student. You have to do more to get hired and plan ahead. I started looking for a job 2 years before I graduated.
Wow.
Because professor job is not like other jobs that is more available.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's a small job. People don't leave their
And
job as professors. Very competitive. So if you wait till the year you are graduating to start looking, you're not going to get a job. I used 2 years to look ahead while I was still in school. Look at follow it, search it, before you get the job. Yeah. So by the time I graduated, I had a job lined up.
Wow.
Because I was looking ahead. So I think that 52% people are barely passing. People don't do anything in undergrad. They just party that whole time. They don't prepare for the job market. And so employers don't want to hire you. But be among the 50 that get hired.
Wow.
You will get hired if you set yourself apart.
You spoke on 3 wrong reasons why somebody would want to become a medical doctor or to become a doctor. And you said the first one was prestige.
Yeah.
The second one is money.
Yeah.
And the third one is maybe when your parents are forcing you or asking you to do it.
Right.
What are some of the good reasons why somebody must become a medical doctor?
Number one, yes, a medical doctor, you want to like people. You're going to work with people. If you're the type, you're like, I don't want to talk to nobody, it's probably not the best career for you. You could probably do IT where you're just with a computer and you do your job and you program, you code, or you develop your software and you go. Doctor, you're going to work with patients. People. So you must like to work with people. You must like to help people. Naturally, you must have that empathy to care for people, right? If you enjoy that kind of thing, if you enjoy that kind of thing, you will be a good fit of a doctor, right? And one good reason is you've shadowed, you've tested it out, and you can see yourself in the role. If you can see yourself wearing a white coat, walking around, taking prescription, follow someone around, shadow. It helps you to make a decision because that's what helped me to know that I don't want to be a doctor. I shadowed medical students. I realized what it takes to be a doctor. I said, that's not for me, right? So naturally, you must know that you're going to work with people. You must be empathetic. And then, of course, you must have the academic strength to be it. You must like science or math or something in the field because you're going to spend a lot of time studying that thing. Do you enjoy that? Or would you rather read a novel or be a writer? So you must make sure that naturally you enjoy the sciences, the healthcare and stuff like that. Then that's a good reason to want to be a doctor. So when people come to me, I interview them a lot. When a student comes to me and they tell me a career, all I have to do is to ask you 5 things to know that it's not a good fit for you.
Wow. Dr. Juliana was here on the podcast.
Yes, that's my friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Julie.
And she was telling me how a lot of time that he has to invest into her studies and the academic the pressure,
the rigor. Yeah.
And again, the financial commitment. And I know people who are going to medicine and the rest, they spend a lot, but I never knew how much that they invest in. And I was like, wow. What would you also say about that?
Wow. So yes, a student came to me, high school, and said, I want to be a doctor. First thing I asked them, do you know it's going to take you an average of 13 years of school before you ever practice as a doctor? She was like, really? I said, yes. It won't take less than that. Are you ready to be in school for that long? They're like, no, thank you.
9, 10, 11
No, thank
years.
you. So I asked them, how many years are you willing to commit to training before you will start that career of your choice? Some people will be honest and say, I think 4 years. I'm good. After 4 years, I want a job. So we have to pick a career that takes 4 years to do. That's there. We have those careers. Then we have the ones that take 6 years to do. And the ones that take 13 plus years to do. So you really have to be about it. You really have to want it badly. Otherwise, guess what? In year 4, you may quit. Year 5, you will quit. 6, you will quit. 7, you will quit. Still, you're not there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
What?
You have to want it so badly to be a doctor. The students that I know go on to medical school and become doctors, they are type A students. Hardcore. As in, you grade them and you take off 0.5. They'll be like, why did I lose 0.5? 0.5, you got a 99.5.
Yep.
You worried about the 0.5? Yes. Because they think that I have to have a perfect score. They walk around like that. They have the mind on the end. They can't take anything less than that.
Wow.
The average GPA to go to medical school, average in the US, 3.7.
What?
That's an A- GPA. So that means
3.7.
Yeah. The average to go to medical school easily without trying 3, 4, 5 times.
What?
The first time in average is 3.7. Because by the time they take the 4.0s, and there are students majoring in biomedical science with 4.0 GPA. Hey, some of these students, they don't play. Hey, brother. Some are serious. It's as if they were born ready. They come to undergrad, no joke, ton of focus. By the time they take those people, the seats are filled. We don't have seats for the demand of students that want to be medical doctors. There's a lot of people want to be the medical doctors, believe it or not. A lot of undergrads, they can't fit into all the medical schools that we have in the US. So it's competition. Top 3%. Ohio State Medical School, they accepted top 3%. Top 3%. So even if you are 5% top students, you didn't make it.
Wow.
Yes. OSU, the average medical school GPA is 3.8. It's even higher than the national average. So it's not something that you barely want to do.
Absolutely.
You're like, if I become a medical doctor, great. No,
but
you must be about it. You have to have that hardcore heart and attitude for it. Otherwise, year 10, you give up.
That is why you are saying that prestige is no good.
No, it's not about prestige. You will give up. There are a lot of prestigious jobs. So if it's about prestige, go and be an accountant. Go and be a CFO. They make good money. And it doesn't take them 12 years. Yes, there are a lot of prestigious jobs that we have even glorified medical doctor more than those jobs.
Wow.
A football coach makes $1 million at Ohio State.
That's true.
So there's a lot of prestigious jobs, right? So don't go in because I want to walk around as a doctor. By the time you get that title, the prestige will even leave you. You must just want it.
Because it will strain you.
Oh, yes. Mentally, financially. It's a lot. It's a lot to be a medical doctor. Shout out to all the medical doctors out there. It's a lot to be anything, but medical doctor, I feel like the training is very rigorous.
What?
So rigorous that I think it's probably like that so that they don't get just anybody to be a doctor. Otherwise, would you trust some doctor that doesn't know what they're doing?
No.
So I think it's the profession and the duty that they have to perform requires a certain level of discipline and readiness. So that's what it takes.
The last question that I want to ask is about sprinters, wanderers, and stragglers.
Mm-hmm. You've been watching my videos. I love it. Everybody check out my videos on TikTok.
Yes, because it's education.
Build me a studio so I can do more.
You see, these are 3
groups of students.
People that gets into college.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be the 3rd one.
The straggler or the wanderer? Which one?
A straggler.
Okay.
I used to be a straggler, honestly. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I was just, I went to school. I didn't know what.
You needed me.
Yes, honestly.
You needed my services.
Honestly. But what's one thing about me, I'm very honest.
Good. I like that.
I'm not shy.
Me too.
To
admit
my weakness.
It's good.
You see?
It's honorable.
And I was looking for somebody to help me. I was looking for somebody to help me. In Ghana, I was looking for somebody to help me. You see, when I was in college, I was asking, what kind of job? Where would I get a job? Where would I get a job? I was wondering.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had a chance to come to America, I was like, oh, thank God. See, but when I got to America,
it's different. Sorry.
I realized that it's a different ball game also.
Yeah.
And I started wondering, like,
what to do.
I didn't know what to do. So, like, depression and everything came into, when I went to college, I went to do this MBA. I was still wondering, what would I do with my MBA? You see? So, when I saw this thing that you wrote, and I was like, this thing really touches me. This really, I used to be one of these people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I believe that most students fall within these categories.
Yep.
And most of the people in school are in the 3rd category.
Mm-hmm.
That is the stragglers.
Mm-hmm.
And they really need people to help them.
And they do.
If somebody gets to know about this, how would that then help somebody to prepare for college?
Yeah. So for those of you who may not know, so let me briefly talk about the 3 groups of people who come to college. Sprinters.
Yes.
Sprinters are ready. That's like 1/3, 30%. They know what they want to do. They visited schools. They are clear on their visions and they're focused. Wanderers is like, I know I want to go to college, but I sort of don't know what I want. They're like in between. Straggler is, I have no clue or even interest, or even if I have interest, I'm just going. I'm just going because I have to go, or because I know it's the next step I have to do, but they haven't really, they don't have reasons, or they're confused a lot. So if you know who you are in the 3 categories, then you have to plan accordingly. Straggler, you definitely need a coach. You definitely need a counselor. You definitely need someone to help you decode things.
And in the 7 percentage that is left in the normal college, the 70%,
yes, fall into wanderers and stragglers.
Stragglers are more. I think there's 90% of the 70%. Honestly.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
No, that's why every year in college, we lose 1/3 of the population. They come freshman year, 1 in 3 don't come back to second year because they are stragglers, because they don't know, right? So the job I'm doing is a lot too. But we need more coaches, counselors to help high schoolers. I'm even like trying to go back to the high schools and pitch it to them. Like, we need to include this in our curriculum to get these students to figure out what they want to do. It's not enough to do career day where you just wear a career. Let's bring different careers into our high schools to talk. We have so many professionals. High schools should have seminars where we're bringing back people even who graduated from our high schools should come back and talk to these students about options. When you are at the beginning, you don't know what the end looks like. So we can bring people who are at the end to now talk to the youth so that they have options. So let's bring a successful interior designer. Let's bring a successful real estate developer. Let's bring a successful, they know the medical doctor. And let's bring other things.
Yeah.
So that those kids who are still figuring it out, the reason they are struggling is because they don't know. And you won't know unless you are taught or you ask. It's important that you go out of your way to ask, but sometimes you don't even know what to ask. But if the information was coming readily to you, you'll be able to have options. So a struggler definitely needs a coach, somebody to help them decode, decide, understand so that they can pick the path. Otherwise, you just go to college and come right back out. You'll be a part of the number that's coming out. We have so many people start. Freshman year, this year just started in August. We have so many first year students. Some people after one semester, they are not coming back.
Wow.
One semester, done. Done, out. What? Some people 2, 1 year, they are done. Because I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. Imagine taking a difficult subject. You don't know why you're taking that difficult subject. Imagine that. If you're a medical student, you have to take organic chemistry, one of the hardest classes in the college curriculum. One of them, organic. Many people did not go to medical school because of organic. But the people who know that I must go through organic to get to medicine, even if it's hard, they know why. I have that medical dream, so I'm going to. But if you don't have a dream and the class is hard, what will you do?
You drop out. You drop out.
You drop out because why is this thing so hard?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Yes.
Next thing, I'm out. Peace out. I can't be bothered by this.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone. Yeah, that's what's happening. They don't know why I have to take what I have to take. I have no end goal. So why torture myself, get 40% on every test, be the last one? I'm gone. It's not good for my mental health. So we have a lot of mental health struggles because of that. People, when you fail, it doesn't help you. So some people don't like that. And so they leave. So they can not have to deal with that. So you need help. Maybe the school is not good for you. Another thing about strugglers is maybe start somewhere. Build capacity. You can start at a community college. It's usually smaller, right? And there are many time options. Maybe you're not a morning person. Community colleges, they have class even till night, weekends. So you can have options there that maybe fit you better. When you build capacity, you can then transfer into a big school.
That's what I wanted to ask you. I actually said that this is the last question that I'm going to ask, but I think it's very important to me. I wanted to ask, and you already started already. You already started. I wanted to know if you have come across a student that you think that he cannot go to school. This one is not a university student. It's supposed to go into something like apprenticeship or something.
Yes,
have you come across?
Yes, I have. Honestly, have.
And when you have come across,
what do I tell them?
What would you do with that person?
It's not easy to convince the parents to, like this girl. So I do survey. I have a way to do computer-based screening to predict careers for you and all that. One person, they did the screening several times and cosmetology kept coming up. But the parents is like, you're not going to cosmetology school. You have to go to hair school. You're not going to go to hair school. You're going to go to do nursing. So it's very hard to convince parents to let your child go learn a trade. But trade school, a plumber comes to your house. whether you are there or not, $100 they're gonna get in within an hour. Trade school trains you for a job. College degree does not necessarily train you for a job.
Absolutely.
So most people go to trade school, they have a better job placement because they went to trade to learn carpentry, to learn plumbing, to learn electrician, learn hair, to learn mechanic. You are able to see their career. It's better actually. But we don't want that. We want the traditional college degree. If you get a degree in chemistry, my bachelor's was in chemistry. If I didn't go to PhD to get medicinal chemistry to be a professor, what will I do with a bachelor in chemistry? That's true. It's not a job. Yeah. You can convert it to a job, but it is not in itself a job. So we have a lot of college graduates. It didn't convert to a job, but they have a beautiful certificate sitting at home. But trade school, you learn electrician, you're going to work as an electrician, right? It's tough. I know people. So this person that was coming up with cosmetology, I told her, let's start at a community college. Okay. That's 2 years. Build skills. You're only 18. 2 years of college, community college is good. You're going to have some development happen for you mentally, physically. There's so many ways to develop, not just academically. Go to school and engage with students, engage with professors, do assignments, all that. Learn something. Eventually, don't stop doing the hair because this person's good at doing the hair. Do the hair on weekends. Still do it. Eventually, you can learn things like entrepreneurship, business, and add it to your cosmetology. So you can get a business degree, later go to the cosmetology school because it's not a long school. You can do that in a year or two. Attach the two. So now you have a business degree. Yes. You have your trade. You've gone to be trained as a hairstylist. You can go into entrepreneurship. You can open your own beauty salon with a certificate backing you up. Your clientele will be different. Yep. Because, your clientele will be different because they know this my hairstylist, she has a degree in business. So she's not like some college dropout or something. People look down on such careers. That's true. But some people, that's what they really want to do. And so we have to allow them to go to trade school and do that. It's not easy to convince parents. So I usually put them in community college. Just do 2 years. Let's see how you do. And then you'll be able to know. We'll convince your mom that, look, she can do this in addition to this college degree. And then eventually you can open your own beauty salon and do your own work. They make a lot of money. People who do hair, even in the pandemic, women were still doing hair. Absolutely. Women will always want to look good. You know how much it costs to do this? This person make this money in 2 hours. But you go and do some hard job and probably don't make a lot. So it's hard to convince parents, but I think eventually parents come around if you've proven yourself.
How do we contact you?
Everywhere. You can find me on all socials, Janet Entry. My business is Janet Entry Institute. I named it after myself because as an immigrant doing this, I want it to be a legacy for other immigrants that you can, from the name, you just know I'm not American. I like my identity as a Ghanaian. So the only way to keep that is in my name. Yeah. So Janet Entry Institute, Janet Entry everywhere. I'm on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. And I have a website, janetentry.com. My phone number, 614-686-0285. 614-686-0285. So parents can contact me if they want me to coach their high schoolers. Right now, I only coach high schoolers, 11th and 12th graders. And I specifically coach them career and college. So that's how they can find me.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
Okay. So the same.
Yes, but it's not very active at the moment. Yeah. But I have a couple of old videos on there. Okay. I want to revive my video contents. Okay. This year has been challenging because the business is growing. And so I don't have a lot of free time to record videos, but I have old videos and they are still very good with a lot of information. So, yeah.
Do the student go for class? Like, is it how is it like?
How does the coaching work?
Yeah. Do they go for like a class?
Yes, they meet with me. So everything is, it's personal. Everything is online on Zoom. So I coach students from different states, not just Ohio. If you're in Ohio and you want to come and meet with me in person, you can do that. But because what I do is informational, so I do most of my coaching on Zoom, online, one-on-one, and also we have some group sessions. So we log in wherever states you are, 50 states. I coach students from, in fact, I have a lot of students from Georgia.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I do. So when you go there, spread the word. But I have students from Georgia, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, so many states. You just contact me and it's virtual. We do everything online, face to face like this, but online.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming.
You're very welcome.
In fact, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and I'm so grateful for you coming.
Thank you for having me.
I believe that my audience will be very happy, and they will learn a lot. They'll learn a lot. Contact Dr. Entry on all platforms, and she has a website as well. And then speak to her, and she will start helping your children. Thank you for watching the video, and in another episode, I'll see you again. Thank you very much. Bye.